this week we are going to take a break from our regular scheduled program. So instead of doing our regular art Monday through Thursday like normal with our different categories, we're going to just set that aside for this week, and we are going to do a special book study. Yes, you heard it right, book study. Now we're going to take a book that you've read in class, in your humanities class specifically, and we're going to use that to create a art project. And that art project is going to take up all 4 days this week. I've broken it down into sections so you can follow along and do one part each day. Most of the time, you're going to need things to dry in between one day and the next. So even if you decide to crunch it together and do it in one sitting, you might have to wait a little bit in there to let things dry before going on to the next step. Just keep that in mind. So here we go. Today, part 1. You ready? Let's go.
All right, our book study is on the island of the Blue Dolphin. You're going to need painting paper and a pencil and an eraser today. Today we're going to do a drawing, and one of the fun, dramatic, interesting parts about your novel is the nemesis of our lead character, the giant octopus. So we're going to go ahead and do a drawing of a giant octopus today. You're going to need to hold your paper horizontally because our octopus is wider than he is tall. And think about there being a cross right through the center of our paper. We want our octopus to be somewhat centered. We want to have room for all of his legs. So of course we're going to start with his head. So it's going to look sort of like a light bulb there. A little bit round, not quite a rainbow because it needs to come in. And then we're going to swoop around and curve this and make his first leg. Now, I don't want you to go off the page. I want you to stay on the page. So try to bend these legs and make them stay on the paper. And there has to be room for the other side, so don't go too close to the edge. Now, all the legs, as they get closer to the octopus, they get a little thicker. And then on the ends, they start to get a lot smaller. So keep that in mind. Okay, here is our first step. Now from here, we're going to add more legs. I'm going to swoop around, have it come down. Don't touch the edge of the paper. More narrow at the top. And it's going to start to get a little bit thicker as it connects to the body part of the octopus. All right, let's do another leg. It's going to come pretty close to the one we just made. It's going to wrap around, barely touch that leg next to it, and then it starts to get thicker again as we get close to the body. Okay, this leg is on the other side, so we're going to just have it stop at that line, that curved line we made for the bottom of the body. All right, let's head up over here on the right-hand side. Curve around, come down, stay on the paper. Same thing, smaller at the edge, gets thicker as we go back and touch the body. I made that a little short. I'm going to fix that. Okay. Okay, as you see little mistakes, like I made that leg way too skinny up here at the top, you're going to want to fix things as you see them. So make sure your legs are following the rules. Now see, I just put in that nice curve and I connected those 2 legs. I did that on purpose. All right, how are we doing? 5. We have 5 legs so far. Let's go over here in this empty space. Let's let's have one come out and curve around and go down. Skinny at the end, gets thicker at the top. Oh, made that a little skinny. And bump right up into the other leg. That looks good. All right, we're up to 6 legs. We have a lot of empty space here, so let's go ahead. I'm going to get rid of this line that we don't need. Keep that one. And let's go ahead and put in another leg. It's going to come right from back here in this empty space. It's going to curve down, and this one's kind of coming from the back side. It's going to come up, scooch around, and disappears. All right, looking good. We need one more. All right, let's go ahead and use this empty space over here, and we'll sneak another little part of a leg in. So I'm going to start up here, and I'm just going to bend it around. It's going to come up. I made that a little skinny there. There we go, it's better. And it's just going to disappear on the other side. All right, I'm really happy with that. I think that looks good. This is a good time to just recheck all of your legs. Erase the pencil lines that you don't need. We have a couple pencil lines over here. The legs are not see-through, so we don't want those lines to stay there. They were just guides for us while we were drawing. And let's go ahead and add his eyes. So one eye, he's going to be turned a little bit. So we're going to see part of the eye, and then one we can see the whole circle. So we kind of have a half circle and a whole circle. And then I'm going to put pupils in these eyes. And I always like to include my life spot. So I'm going to make one more little circle, and I'm going to make sure to leave that white when I go to paint. All right, he looks great. He looks creepy. I would not want to have to try to kill him or fight him underwater. That seems like a bad plan. All right, almost done. Once you're happy with how all the legs look, you fix them so they're thicker where they attach to the body and they get thin on the edges. It's time to add some of his little suckers. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to do little curved lines. And you want to keep these on what would be the bottom of his legs, and you don't have to do the entire leg. We just sort of want to give a hint of them. So depending how the leg is twisted and turning, you might only see a few of them. You don't need to put every single one in that goes down the whole length of the leg. So just find a few spots. You can follow mine or you can decide on your own. But don't overdo it. And we'll be doing something cool with these tomorrow. There we go. That's a fun little edge right there. And I do want a few on every leg though. But that's good. I think that looks good. Maybe, I really like when they're towards the top. I think that looks neat. All right. Fix everything up. I just noticed I made that way too skinny up here where it attaches, so I'm going to make that bigger. That looks much better. Okay, once you fix all of your legs, you've erased the lines that you don't need. You make sure everything is perfect. I mean, not perfect, but as good as you possibly can get it, and you are satisfied, then that is all we are doing today. Hang on to your project to bring it back tomorrow, and we will go on to step 2.